Okay, I'd like to welcome everybody today for our next episode, Fuel for Thought. So, my name is Matt Henderson. I'm a consultant here on the Clean Energy Manufacturing Project. Today, we're pleased to have with us Alex White, the CEO and founder of Subcity. Alex and his team have been a great partner with us since the beginning, and has some great tools he's going to talk about today. We've had a lot of clients and customers go through their incentive finder and help identify, as their name, subsidies, tax credits, and whatnot. And I'll say Alex has been great too. I know I hit him up last evening on some information related, and I think I probably interrupted him on his practice time, but I appreciate that, Alex. So excited to hear more about what you have to offer, and I encourage everybody, if you do have questions, please submit those in the chat pod. And also, if you want to introduce yourself in the chat pod, that way we get a good idea who's on the webinar today. So, Alex, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I appreciate you being here and sharing your expertise, sir.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Matt. Great to see everyone, and really appreciate the partnership over the past years. So this presentation this morning is about 15, 20 minutes. There'll be three parts. The first is understanding incentives, how you should think about them, what are the main triggers, why they're offered, who claims them across the country. The second part is the top programs for small and medium-sized manufacturers to consider. And the third is a demo I'll walk through of the incentive finder tool that we built in partnership with SEMA through the ARC Arise grant. And this is supposed to be a self-serve resource for all manufacturers to sign up for free personalized incentive reports for their business. Before we jump into the presentation, we have some exciting news to share. Subcity was recently acquired by Engineered Tax Services on August 1st. ETS is one of the largest licensed engineering firms providing specialty tax services to thousands of CPAs across the country and their clients. ETS works with manufacturers, big and small, across America with advanced engineering-based strategies that we'll talk about later. And they really share our belief in the massive opportunity to bring software and the latest technology alongside professional service and deep domain expertise to transform the world of tax incentives and democratize access to these programs. It won't really change anything about how Subcity operates, but will increase the investment in technology and depth of expertise we're able to bring to partners like Catalyst Connection, Arise, and individual manufacturers. So with that, I'm going to share my screen. So my name is Alex White, as Matt said. I'm a two-time venture-backed founder, and as of January, a published author with the book Government Incentives and Tax Credits. We started Subcity to democratize access to thousands of local, state, and federal programs that were designed to help you, the small business owner, hire, buy equipment, invest in your community, but too often go missed or just to the largest companies. So like I said, part one is just a brief primer on incentives. So these are provided by the government to encourage and incentivize certain activities that are pro-social behaviors that we want to see. So it could be things from maintaining or growing the tax basis, encouraging investment in under-resourced areas or communities, promoting innovation, and ultimately building economic growth. These come in all sorts of flavors, from tax credits and loans, financings, grants, fee waivers, discounts, business assistance, real estate-related programs, and really run the gamut. You may have heard of some major marquee federal programs, but most people just kind of stop there or think that their CPA will tell them all of these programs that exist. There are two main categories of programs: the legislated off-the-shelf programs that if you meet the check requirements, you will be able to claim those incentives. And then discretionary programs. These are mostly the very competitive programs where you need to apply. Most grants fall in this category, as well as other discretionary programs from a legislative body or the governor. And just some activities to think about that may be upcoming for your business or recently happened. If you are creating net new jobs, if you are upskilling existing employees based on your address of your new or existing facility, if you're making capital investments in your state and community, if you're developing innovations around new products, processes, or prototypes, doesn't necessarily have to be, new to the world, just new to your business. and expanding your operations or making leasehold improvements, especially energy efficiency ones. These are all triggers for incentives. So the kind of shorthand that we use is we're looking for people-related programs and investment projects and place, like where your operations are. People, place, projects. There's no clear summary of all of these programs because it's so fragmented and scattered. We estimate when we've done some of the math across local, state, and federal governments that $100 billion is allocated every year towards economic incentives and tax credits. Most companies in this country, 99% of them, are classified as small business, which the US SBA characterizes as under 500 employees. About half of all employees work for small and medium-sized businesses, and yet most of these dollars are going to Fortune 500 companies. So what we want to do is make every business owner feel like they have a team of Big Four accountants and CPAs and tax attorneys over their shoulder, looking at their purchases, their locations, and doing a strategic tax review on a regular basis. Moving into the top programs that you small and medium-sized manufacturers in Appalachia might want to consider, I'm going to run through the top 5 here. This is part 2, of course, and the third will go through the actual incentive finder tool demo that we've built for you to run your own personalized incentive list. So starting with the Clean Energy Mini Grant, this is up to $10,000 to support manufacturers who need technical assistance on a project. This is applications accepted on a rolling basis and kind of a no-brainer starting point for manufacturers in and around Calais Connection service area and beyond. The research and development tax credit was what I was talking to before a little bit about the innovation. People think this needs to be white lab coats and innovative vaccines and beakers and scientists, when in reality, as long as you are going through a process of experimentation, prototyping, developing new products, processes that meet a 4-part test from the IRS, all of those all of the money you're spending on people and wages and contractors in the US could be eligible as qualifying research expenditures. And the US government wants to incentivize that investment to continue and to grow. And they do that through the R&D tax credit, where along with your tax filing, you can capture some of that tax credit. This third program is through the industrial assessment centers. You can get a free energy assessment through partner institutions, higher ed, community colleges, trade schools, where they will come to your facility, and usually it's a professor and grad students or something of the like, and go through and identify key areas where you can improve the energy efficiency of your operation through machinery, through HVAC and system improvements, lighting, building envelope, etc. What's really powerful now about this is that once you go through that assessment, if you want to actually implement any of the ideas that were surfaced there, there is grant awards up to $300,000 per manufacturer, covering one or multiple projects at a 50% cost share. And applications are open and accepted on a rolling basis. The next application deadline is January 10th of 2025. And then applications will reopen again for another window for April 1st. And so if you've been wanting to make energy efficiency improvements or lower your energy bills, this is a great tool and program designed to help you get there. 179D is for commercial energy efficiency improvements, where you can 3 qualifying areas. If you are doing a full LED retrofit and improving the energy efficiency of your lighting, your HVAC system, or the building envelope, which just means the doors, the walls, the windows, or the outside of the building. And as you can tell, a lot of these start to stack on top of each other, which get really, really powerful if you are able to identify areas of improvement and make those changes and have grant to offset some of the cost and a tax deduction around that implementation. You can see how this starts to add up for manufacturers who want to move towards a lower energy footprint, lower energy cost, and better for them and the community and the country. The last program is called the REAP program. These are guaranteed loans and grants for, you guessed it, energy efficiency improvement. The loan guarantees are on loans up to 75% of total eligible project costs. The grants are up to 50% of total eligible project costs. And the grants run from $2,500 minimum to $1 million maximum for renewable energy systems. These are things like if you want to implement biomass like biodiesel, ethanol, geothermal, hydropower, hydrogen, large or small wind generation, solar, ocean generation. And then funds can also be used through parts of this program for purchase, installation, and construction of energy efficiency improvements like insulation, lighting, cooling, doors, windows, switching from diesel to electric irrigation motor, replacement of inefficient equipment, etc. So these are the 5 big ones that we see and recommend when manufacturers in Pennsylvania and surrounding states are looking to move towards energy efficiency programs. There's another class of programs through a partnership with the Office of Renewable Energy, Fossil Energy and Carbon Emission, Clean Energy Demonstration, and Technology Transfer, where both funding from the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law and the IRA are designed to help bridge the gaps, taking brand new technology from basic research through large-scale commercial deployment. As you can see on this graph, there are periods between each of these phases where technology struggles often to get from one stage to the next. And so there's a whole suite of programs and third parties and networks and experts, depending on your technology, to help you bridge that gap and get through this innovation cycle. So I would encourage you, if you are developing new technology, to explore the voucher program as well. Now we're going to switch into a demo of the tool. So I'm just going to share a different part of my screen here. This is the book that we published earlier this year, Government Incentives and Tax Credits. If you email me, alex@subcity, subcity.com, I'm happy to send you a free digital copy of this book. Otherwise, you can pick it up wherever books are sold or gift it to your accountant, bookkeeper, CPA, or financial advisor you work with for the holidays this year. It has a companion website where you can go on a state-by-state basis and look at certain programs that might be relevant for your business. Here's Pennsylvania, but we can look at other states as well. These again are kind of high-level top programs. And what's really exciting about the tool that we have built and are rolling out is that instead of sorting through programs and wondering what makes sense for your business, we've built this tool to personalize program list for any company that wants it. So we've helped, as Matt was saying, lots of manufacturers in Appalachia already through one-on-one consultation and personalized reports for them, but we want to make this tool widely available, and through technology and the deep domain expertise, make this every company able to have a strategic incentive report as if they were a multinational Fortune 50 company. So we're calling this the Incentive Finder tool. And just to walk you through this page, it lives at subcity.com/arise. If you're interested in one of those energy assessments or audits like we were talking about, here's a carousel with different programs that some of which we've talked about, like the Industrial Assessment Center grant or the Clean Energy Mini Grant. There's also additional programs at the utility or state level. If you're investing in clean energy, we have another carousel across different states of programs that are relevant. NYSERDA has done a lot around energy workforce development, for instance. And then there's lots of sales and use tax exemptions that we find manufacturers are often unaware of as they're going about their business, because they might have come about after the company got started. The last kind of exploratory way we are displaying this information is, you can search by company program or by name of the program or anything that you'd like, or by location. So these programs below will all update and change based on which state you're in. This browser should automatically detect where you are. I'm in New York today. You can look by and filter by program type. So if I'm only interested in grants, this is going to be a long list of grant programs that I can work through. Or program purpose. So I'm interested in community development or clean energy, renewable energy, etc. And again, this is a great resource roadmap that's available free of charge for any manufacturer. And then we're going to walk through an example of what this is designed to do to fill out. So my name is Alex White. My email is alex+webinar@subcity.com. My company name is American Compression. I don't know my NAICS code, but I know what we're doing, so I'm typing that in. And my address is North Pike Road. And my password is a secret. And I'm just going to answer a series of questions. You can see the headers, kind of the chapter headers down the side here. And at the end, it will generate a report for us to view together. So I am going to be investing about $500,000 in my company. I'm going to be purchasing equipment. I'm going to be making energy efficiency improvements to my building. I do not build parts that are used in electric vehicles. I own my real estate. We have veterans on staff, but I'm not really seeking grant funding at this time. And we're just improving our existing products and processes. I'll be doing some hiring over the next 3 to 5 years. We do hire qualified veterans, and we are upskilling our employees for the new technology that we are purchasing. And so there's obviously hundreds of questions tied to different incentives and programs, but we try to distill it down to kind of the most critical ones to get started. Might take a minute to load as it parses through all of the different programs that we have available. I thought I'd pop over and show you the voucher current opportunities that are available. There's 3 with deadlines at the middle of the month around generator interconnection, EV supply equipment, and hydropower. And these past opportunities, as you can see, run the gamut from tribal energy and support technology, all different stages of the commercialization process. And so here's our list of incentive programs for American Compression Company. We have 179D cost segregation study because I said I'm a real estate owner. We have the Pennsylvania state level R&D companion program to the federal R&D program down here. We have a property assessed clean energy model that I haven't heard of and might be interested, where it's covering upfront financing and project development costs, and I'll read more about that. And a workforce training and development program through WedNet PA. And the work opportunity tax credit, because I answered yes to the veteran question. Again, I'm able to browse any additional programs to make sure I'm not leaving anything on the table. I can still filter in here based on where I'm located. So if I'm in, Ohio, and I'm looking for tax credits, down here, it should update the programs accordingly. And then I can share this link with my CPA or my fractional CFO or my VP of finance or my controller to say, take a look through this list quickly. They'll get a logged out link. Do you think we should pursue any of these programs? Have we tried or thought of these? And we can have a discussion and understand, what is and isn't makes sense for us to pursue. With Subcity and through the partnership, we're happy to meet with you and talk through the programs, and then offer application assistance. That's where our fee comes into play, depending on the program and the complexity. We'll issue a proposed engagement letter and fee and structure. You can shop around or decide if you want to pursue on your own, which you're welcome to do through your CPA if they're able to do some of these specialty studies. Otherwise, we can help point you to third-party resources, consultants, and experts in the various programs. So that is the quick 20-minute version of what we wanted to cover today. Understanding incentives, how to think about them, the triggers, why they're offered, who claims them, top programs for small and medium-sized manufacturers to consider, and then a brief demo of the tool that we've built. So Matt's posted in the webinar chat the link for you all to generate your personalized incentive report. And I'm happy to take any questions now if there are any, or feel free to email me separately, alex@subcity.com, for a ebook digital version of what we published in January, or any personal questions that you want to talk through related to credits and incentives.